Hi, my name is Greg Kulowick. I'm a director of technology, professional learning provider, and former high school history teacher. One of the things that was always challenging when I was in the classroom with students is to get a sense of what kind of experience they were bringing into my classroom on any given day. Students have such unique experiences outside of the classroom, and it was really hard to tell if a student maybe didn't have enough rest the night before, or had a challenge that was presented to them that I just simply didn't have any awareness of that would impact the work they were bringing into the classroom or their ability to be prepared for our class, whatever we were going to do in that very moment. And that's why I'm really excited to share Focusable with you, especially because it allows educators to create groups that their students can be a part of, which is going to give them some bit of insight into what their experience is like outside of the classroom. And if they've had a moment to rest and gather their thoughts and kind of calm themselves and had the ability to focus for any extended amount of time on any work that you may have asked them to complete or a task that you may have asked them to engage with. Focusable can best be described as a fitness tracking app for your mind. There's a web app and a mobile app, and in this context of educators being able to get insight into how their students are preparing and what they're bringing into their classroom in any given day, it allows you to create groups as an educator that your students can join, and then you can get insight into kind of two key experiences that they're having outside of the classroom that can inform your practice inside of the classroom. Now, Focusable is broken into kind of two parts or two key components. We have the recharge phase, which can really be associated with rest. So we can get insight into how much rest did our students take, maybe when they were coming home at the end of a practice or at the end of a long school day, and did they take 5 minutes or 10 minutes of just rest and calmness to recharge themselves to be able to focus on maybe 30 minutes of reading or 20 minutes of working on an essay or whatever you might have them do where they really need focused time. So that's that rest component or that recharge component. Now, the charge side of Focusable is really targeting students' ability to improve their capacity to have sustained focus on any sort of task that they have. And again, with the Focusable dashboard, where you have insight into kind of the analytics of any student that's in your group, you can see were they able to spend 15, 20, 30 minutes focusing on a task. And what's really powerful about this tool is it kind of empowers students with their own device to go, you know what, I need 5 minutes right now as I'm transitioning from one part of my day to another to be able to calm my mind, recharge myself by doing maybe a breathing exercise or a physical tense and relax exercise or any number of the exercises that are available in the app. And that will then allow their mind and their body to shift over to the part where they're going to focus on whatever target of work they have. So with that, let's jump into the application and I'll show you what it looks like when you create a group and then you have members joined into a group and you can kind of see how they're doing. So you can see here, I've created a group called Algebra Section 1A. Once that group is created, and I'll go into that group for a moment, if we go to the triple dots in the top right-hand corner, we have the ability to click on the Participants tab, generate a link, and we can share that link for our students to join the group. Once our students are joined into the group, they can create progressions around anything that they need to work on. If you have an exam coming up at the end of the week, you can set a target for them to have a bit of recharge and rest or calmness for 5 to 10 minutes every day when they get home, and then maybe spend 20 minutes of focused study and preparation for that exam. So here we are in the Focusable app. All the experiences in Focusable are described as progressions. You can see that right on the top of the app. And then within a progression, there's two key components, the recharge phase, which is your rest, and then the charge phase, which is your focus on any task that you'd like to work on. Now within a group, all students would have to do is create a new progression. So to do that, notice I'm in my group already. I'll simply tap New at the top of the screen, and now we're right into a progression. Like I mentioned, step 1 is the recharge phase. That's when we're resting and relaxing and really calming our body. We might set that for 5 minutes, and I'll begin my recharge. On the bottom of the screen here in the app, that's where you find the activities that you can do. A box breathing activity, a physical tense and relax, maybe an eye focus activity. Those activities are available right in the app. And there's a reflection component after both the recharge phase and the charge phase. So as you're wrapping up your recharge experience and the clock is kind of counting down, you'll be automatically prompted to engage with a video reflection opportunity. So let's let this timer wind down and I'll show you what that looks like. So you'll notice that as soon as we wrapped up that recharge experience, it brought us right to this ability to record a reflection. So this is where a student or an educator would be able to reflect on their experience and the rest that they felt, the calmness, maybe the activity that they worked on to kind of do that recharge work. If we'd like to do the recording here, we can, or we can simply skip forward. And when we hit skip on the bottom of the app, it'll prompt us to take a nice deep breath. When that's done, we can tag how we felt in that recharge phase. So I can say, I felt really calm during that experience. And then when we're brought back into the app, it'll ask us, are we ready to progress? If we click progress, it's going to bring us to the next phase, which is the charge phase. Also, if we wanted to here, we could simply click done, and then we're only using the app in this instance for the purpose of kind of recharging, rest, and calmness at any point in our day. Let's hit progress and jump to the next phase of the app. You can see here we're automatically in the charge phase, and now we can continue with the next part of the experience. And that's when you might say to students, okay, when you're home tonight on your own, spend 15 minutes in the charge phase with your sustained reading, or spend 20 minutes in the charge phase preparing for our end of unit exam. We can engage with that time, and then when we're done completing that targeted focus work, if we advance forward, it actually brings us to the ability to record a little video reflection. Now, you don't have to record the reflection. You can skip that if you want to, but that can also be really powerful insight for you into what students are thinking and feeling about their work, any questions they have, and a general reflection to help them process that focus work that they just engaged with. Once they're done with the video, they can jump forward. They engage with one last breath to kind of calm themselves, and then they select the tag word. I'll say that I was in flow in that experience, and now that progression, I can save that into the group. When I hit done in the top left, it will bring me to the phase where I name this. There I've named this Greg Studies Focus. I'm going to save that into my group so my teacher can see that, and then I'm just going to save that update. Now let's take a look to see what it looks like when you have really powerful teacher analytics and a dashboard that you can view to see how your students are engaging with their recharge and rest and then their focus work. So you can see my same Algebra Section 1A group, but now in the top right-hand corner, we have 26 members of the group. We get statistics around the top, around 18 of 26 participants are kind of engaging and working, and you can see even the average amount of recharge time they spend. Now, the application is suggesting about 12 minutes a day of recharge or rest and up to 90 minutes a week of focus work. This is actually going to improve the student's ability to focus on any task that they have. So right across the top of that page in this app, you can see how the students are doing. The other really helpful thing that you can use this for is in class, in the moment, you may notice that very few students were able to spend focused time on whatever task you kind of outlined for them. And you might use that to identify certain students that could really use the ability to recharge, rest, and calm their mind for a few minutes, maybe in between an activity in the class or when they're transitioning from one class to another. And you can suggest to the students, hey, it's time to jump into Focusable, spend 5 minutes doing a recharge activity, and that'll help prepare you to spend maybe an extended amount of time, however long you determine that to be, 10, 15, 20 minutes, on whatever focus your work you want them to have. So it really gives you insight into what unique students' needs are in your classroom that's going to allow them to improve their focus, kind of really target their energy on working on a task for a sustained amount of time without the device becoming a distraction. The device actually becomes a tool that's going to help them get there. Overstimulation in both students' lives and educators' experience can be a real problem with regards to our ability to focus. Now with Focusable, we have the ability to help students use their device, use the built-in timers in the application, complete a progression, and help them recharge and rest and then really prepare for the ability to complete a task and improve their ability to focus. I hope you're excited to use Focusable with a group in your middle school or high school grade, kind of take advantage of these really powerful analytics that the educator can be provided in the app. And I hope you're ready to help your students improve their ability to focus with Focusable.